Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this session on trading economic news. We're just going to get ready for the US unemployment rate report that is due out shortly, but we'll just do a quick review before we place our trades. So we'll start off with the economic calendar. I'll just bring that up. So today is the last day of the trading week. Today is Friday, the 2nd of July. And again, my economic calendar is set to the GMT+2 time zone. So do make sure you set your economic calendar to whatever time zone you're based in. So the times I'm going to be quoting are all GMT+2 times. So as usual, we'll start off the trading day by looking at the economic calendar. The main markets we'll be analyzing will be the Euro US dollar and the dollar Canadian dollar. So we're going to look for reports of high importance that could affect these currency pairs. So looking at the 2nd of July, as we already know, at 2:30 in about 8 minutes time, at 2:30 we have the Canada balance of trade report, which is a report of high importance that would affect currencies paired to the Canadian dollar. And then the final report for today is the mega one, and the big one for this week and this month is the US unemployment rate report and the non-farm payrolls report. The non-farm payrolls report just means payrolls that are excluding the farmers. The farming community is a huge community in the US, so they exclude the farmers in this payroll data. So that's why it's called non-farm payroll. So they're non-farmers, but similar to the unemployment rate, more or less the same thing. Now, this is a report that is highly anticipated by the global markets. It comes out on the first Friday of every month. So everybody knows when this report is coming out because it's the first Friday of every month it comes out. And as you've noticed today, 2nd of July is the first Friday of July. So this report comes out on the first Friday of every month, highly anticipated. It affects all financial markets. All financial markets are affected by this report. You know, the fixed income securities market, the global stock market from all countries, all currency pairs, the commodities market, all financial markets are affected by this report. So there's usually a high probability of the markets trending sideways prior to this report because it's been highly anticipated and people tend to wait till this report before they decide what to do. And that's exactly what we are doing too. We avoided trading today. I didn't place any trades today, left the markets alone, and we're just going to place our trades now. Of course, also make sure you check Market Watch to see if there are any untoward news that could potentially create uncertainty or problems in the markets. But as you can see, there's nothing untoward creating uncertainty. And of course, people are waiting the latest data on the US job recovery and the US job report. So that's what the market is really focused on for now. Okay, so it's now 4 minutes to the report coming out. So let's get ready to place our trades in anticipation of the report. So we'll start with the Euro US dollar. We can see the Euro US dollar was initially trending sideways. I marked it out using this white lines. You can see where it's just broken the lower part of the sideways trend and gone back up. So I would just move the low part of the sideways trend to the new low. So the new low there is 1.1817, 1817. So I'll just adjust that to the new low. So that's the current sideways trend of the Euro US dollar. Now we can see S1. S1 is clearly within the sideways trend, so I can use S1 to trade. And using the pivot point strategy, I can't use S2 to trade. So the only opportunity I have to trade using the pivot point strategy is to buy just above the pivot point. So you can see I've just placed my pending buy order just above the pivot point, but there are no sell opportunities at the moment. Even the market itself hasn't formed the market support, so there are no sell opportunities. The market hasn't formed the market support, and I can't use S2 to trade using the pivot point strategy. So there are no sell trade opportunities, just to buy just above the pivot point. So that's for the euro US dollar. And then for the dollar Canadian dollar, again, same thing. We can see it's just trending sideways along the pivot point. So I can't use the pivot point to trade. So I have a pending buy order just above R1 and a pending sell order just below S1. Okay. So I'm all set. So if you have any questions, so you can either raise your hands or pop your questions in the question box. I've decided where I'm going to trade once the report comes out, and we'll see what happens. I've got my stop losses in place, my money management is in place, so I'll leave it to the market to decide what to do. Okay, so the report will be announced in about a minute. Once the report is announced, if there are no questions, we'll then end the session and we'll catch up on the platform. So let's see what happens when the report comes out at 2:30 GMT plus 2 in less than a minute. So if the report comes out and the euro US dollar falls, then there's nothing I can do. I would just miss it. So if it falls 1,000 pips, there's nothing I can do about that. I'll just miss that. But if it goes up, I'll buy just above the pivot point. So let's see what happens. So I say, if you have any questions, you can either raise your hands or send your question through the chat box. And like I said, if there are no questions, we'll end the session shortly. So you can see the report has been announced. The market has fallen. But like I said, we don't have a sell opportunity for the euro US dollar, so it's not much we can do about that. So if it continues to fall, so be it. We'll just have to miss that opportunity. If it reverses and goes back up, then we'll buy above the pivot point. Otherwise, so be it. Okay, so if there are no questions, I'll leave you all to follow your trades, and we'll catch up on the platform. Take care, and always remember good money management.